Okay, guys. First of all, a lot of credit to Coach Dayball and the Giants. They gave us everything that we had, and there's a lot of things that we can learn from. We're never going to take for granted, being able to get wins. And there was a lot of things that we tried to do to not win this game today, but our guys found a way. And sometimes you need to be able to have these types of games to increase your sense of urgency. We were a little off, and we had our opportunities, but they just kept staying together. God, there's going to be a lot of good things that we can look at and correct together, and that's what it's about. But I'm proud of this group. I'm proud of them finding a way to be able to get the win. Like I said, a lot of credit goes to the Giants. I thought, Coach Martindale did a great job of, applying pressure, and, we had our chances, but they did a good job of being able to create some of the issues that we had, whether it was turning the ball over, taking sacks, and it'll be a great opportunity for us to be able to look at this, learn from it, and then move forward next week the right way.
At this point in the season, does it matter how you win?
No, it doesn't, unless you tell me that we get more points for winning for more than 1 point. So, it does not. But what I do think, Gary, is there was a lot of things that were uncharacteristic of playing sharp, good football that I know we're capable of. We had some, uncharacteristic mistakes by some of our guys, and I'm excited about being able to say, hey, it's going to be a lot more fun cleaning these things up after a win. That's a good, positive question from you there, Gary. I'm proud of you, man.
How do you evaluate special teams at this stage?
It was tough. There's a lot of things that we have to be better at, and so I want to be careful to say too much until I really I'm able to look at the totality of it all. I'm very engaged in the offense and the defense, and some of the different things that didn't occur today. We got to do a better job there. So that wasn't good enough. But there's a lot of things, and not exclusive to teams, on offense and defense. And then there was enough good for us to be able to find a way to win the football game. And so we'll take that, and then we'll be able to learn from it and move forward accordingly.
Do you believe it was something the Giants picked up on, particularly when they were playing on defense?
No, there was. In terms of what?
In terms of being able to find the slots and getting the sacks and stuff like that?
No, there was a couple where we had some miscommunication on some protections. They did a good job of being able to bring more than what we could block, on that last third down, where definitely could have had us in a better play. But I got a ton of respect for Wink Martindale. He does a great job. I thought their players executed well, but there were some things that we would like to think that we had answers for. Clearly, they did a better job of executing in some of those situations, but I thought there was a lot of good stuff, too, in terms of some of the explosives, and you certainly don't want to take away from the credit they deserve for forcing the turnovers, getting some of the sacks. So kind of was rude the way that I started off that answer. I apologize there, but there are some things that I thought we could have executed better, and then there's always going to be situations that I know I can do a better job for our players.
Sean, you guys built up kind of a lead there early in the third quarter, a nice little buffer. It seemed like you guys had trouble moving the ball. Time off the clock. How much of a concern is that?
It was really, I thought, Dylan, what they did was, they were being really aggressive. It was going to be just like early in the game. You got to be able to just, take completions, be efficient. And we had some opportunities, I thought, to be able to execute, and we just weren't able to do that at the level that we're accustomed to. There was definitely some miscommunication in regards to targets, protection targets, but you give them credit. They came out today. They had a really aggressive game plan where they wanted to just kind of be able to keep you on tilt. And if you do end up not picking some of those things up, they feel like they're on the attack. And then if you're able to get some of those catch and runs, and you saw it, because there was a lot of explosive plays that we had as well, but we got to be more consistent. And I'm excited to be able to go look back at it and say, all right, where are the things that I could have done a better job as well? And I want our players to feel that same exact way. And when you turn it over as many times as we did in situations that we really haven't, that's what's going to end up happening. And for us to be able to come away with a win in spite of everything that occurred is really, very abnormal. And so that's where I'm grateful.
Sean, is it more dangerous playing a team like this late in the season, rather than early in the season or out of the playoffs, and kind of playing with house money?
I think what these guys do at this league is they play hard every week. I think humility is only a week away and a day away, and I got a ton of respect for that coaching staff, for those players, and then they were ready to go today, and they ended up giving everything that we had. They had their opportunities, and they earned their opportunities, and so I've been around this league for a while, and you're continuing to accumulate experience where you just know that, hey, I don't care what you did the previous week or the previous month, you got to show up in that 3.5 hour window. They were clearly ready to go, and I was proud that our guys found enough to be able to get over the top there.
Those two turnovers by Stafford, pretty uncharacteristic.
Was his thumb bothering him more?
I don't think so. I think it just sailed on him a little bit, where we had some in-breaking routes that he's been really good on, and the ball just got away. And I think what you can't tell is the wind swirled a little bit more. That was – he'd be better equipped to tell you, but I got nothing but confidence in him. He's been the reason, as big a reason why we're in a position that we are, to be able to get a winning season. The way that he's played, nobody's going to be harder on himself than he is. My confidence doesn't change one iota, and I want to make sure that I'm looking at myself and what we can do collectively to play better. I think we can catch the ball more consistently. I thought there were some opportunities for us to do that, and everybody's in this together. When we don't get some of the things that we want, and then when we do, and so we're going to continue to stay connected. Like I said, I got so much confidence and faith in him, and there's nobody that's going to respond better than Matthew, and he did a lot of good stuff today too, so I don't want to take away from that.
I know you're still processing this, but the 49ers won, the Eagles lost. You could get some help from the Steelers with the Seahawks, but it looks like if that doesn't happen, going into the final weekend, you guys are saying if you win, you're in. So what's it like to be in that position?
We've been kind of in that mode for the last, handful of weeks. And so it doesn't really change much other than knowing, because if we didn't take care of our business today, I don't know what the percentages were, but I know they significantly drop. And so we've been basically in playoff mode, and it's a phenomenal team. So we'll look at that, and then we'll see what else happens, and then we'll have our plan accordingly. But our focus and concentration will be on cleaning up these mistakes from this game, and then doing a great job with our preparation against the number one seed in the NFC.
He mentioned the Seahawks game. When you're watching the game as like a third party, you have any superstitions or anything?
Nope, no superstitions. We'll see if the Wi-Fi works on the flight back, so that we can watch it and see.
Heading into the playoffs, how important was a gritty win like this? You're up 20-10. Not, you talked about it wasn't a great win, but a win is a win. And how important is that coming to the playoff time?
It is, and we kept ourselves in a position to potentially be able to extend our season. And so there's a lot of things that can take place, but I love what this team has done, to be able to say, all right, we break the season up into quarters, and then one of those, sequences has 5 games with us playing 17 now, but we had 8 games left after we ended up coming off of our bye. We were 3-1 in the third quarter. We're 3-0 in the fourth quarter, and got to be able to finish it off, and we'll see where that leaves us. But I was proud of the grit. There's a mental and physical toughness this team possesses. And sometimes you got to be able to get wins like that, and there's no style points, just like Gary asked at the very beginning, so we'll take it. And, like I said, I'm looking forward to being able to clean this stuff up, move forward, and have our eyes up, and have a great week of preparation for the Niners. Thanks, guys.
Looks like you made Artis age by 20 years.
What about
Just a ho-hummer. Go ahead.
So how would you kind of describe what happened after?
That was a crazy one. Golly, we obviously didn't play our best on the offensive side of the ball. Our defense did a great job, getting some critical stops there late. Special teams was a huge factor in the game on both sides. So that was a crazy game. Not the cleanest of football, but found a way to win the game. And, man, are there plays I wish I had back, absolutely. Felt like I was seeing it really well, just obviously made two mistakes with throwing the football, just two poor throws, to be honest with you. The rest of the day felt pretty solid. So a lot to clean up, but a win is a win, and we'll take it.
How much was that the wind swirling? Was your thumb bothering you at all?
That was just two bad balls. To be honest with you, the first one, I'm trying to probably do a little bit too much and move 58 onto the pivot with a little bit of eyes, and just he was moving there probably anyway without me, and probably could have just put it on Puka's face mask. And then the second one, just a little indecision on my part on how to throw that ball, and when you have indecision out there, it's not probably going to be a good thing. So I just got to be a little bit more decisive on how to throw that ball on that one, and the thing to learn from, those things happen. Sometimes those fall, fall and hit the ground, and you don't think anything of it. But today they didn't, and to be honest with you, probably shouldn't. So those are plays I want back. But continue to fight. I thought everybody fought, till obviously the very end, and got us a win.
How do you feel? I mean, there's still a lot of levers that could happen in terms of playoffs and stuff, but how do you feel going into the final week?
Just excited to be playing meaningful football. Obviously, really tough opponent coming up. One of the best teams in the league. Have been a really good, opponent challenge for us since I've been here. So, just excited about the opportunity. Play games that mean something. This late into the season is a lot of fun.
We've asked you about Kyren a lot, obviously, the last several weeks, but 3 touchdowns today, and obviously have that 28-yarder bit. Put them ahead. What'd you like about what he gave you tonight?
He did a great job. I mean, it was, they were, I got to go look at the number, but I mean, it was probably 85% of the game they're pressuring us, and that's difficult, for the guys up front in run game and stuff like that. So I thought our guys up front did a heck of a job. Kyren was patient. It wasn't like every single run was ripping for 8, 9, 10 yards. Obviously had the big one. I thought he did a great job of, just picking and choosing his spots. And when we got down there in the red zone, man, putting it in for us. I mean, they wanted to play a little bit of too high zone on the first one down there, so we ran it in. And after a long Puka play, he just stuffed it in himself, which was great. And then the one to, the final one there was a great job. I mean, that was zero all-out pressure. Our guys up front did a great job of, kicking out the front side, shutting down the back side, and our guys on the perimeter did a great job too. There were a few DBs left. Our guys covered them up, and then Kyren did the rest.
What did you see as the Puka play unfolded when you got the ball out over on the right side, and then did you think the play was over or what?
I could see him battling over there a little bit. Adoree did a great job at driving that. I mean, I felt like I had to put it way outside, outside shoulder. He came up to me after the game and was like, he thought he was going to take it the other way. So it was almost a touchdown for, somebody. No, it was a great catch, to haul that in. Guy draped all over him, and then, just being a strong runner after the fact. I had no idea if he had stepped out of bounds. It's really hard for me to see. But he took off and, to go 75, whatever he went, 80 yards, whatever it was pretty impressive.
Well, this is resiliency of this team, kind of tell from this win. It seemed at times the offense got a little stagnant stuff, when you guys needed to make plays.
Yeah.
You guys stepped up and made the plays.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we could have finished it, a little bit better than we did there late in the fourth. With us having the ball to, really kind of kneel it out and take the game, over there. Got to give them a lot of credit on defense and Wink. They present about as tough of looks as you can present. To an offense, in some of those situations. So can handle those better and finish the game off, on offense. I would love to do that next time, but it's a mentally tough team, physically tough team. I mean, we just kept battling, and, make them snap it one more time on defense was huge for us today. Did a couple fourth down stops that were huge. But, I mean, we turned the ball over basically 4 times on offense, right? Three turnovers, 2 picks, a fumble, and a fourth down that we didn't convert, and still found a way to win the football game. I mean, that's a resilient group, and you know, just proud of the guys for keeping on fighting.
You guys were 3-6, obviously, at some point. Just you know, so much was made about the youth of this team early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
How much different is this team now than it was, say, at that point?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've continued to grow. You know, I think we put the work in, you know, week in and week out. And since the bye week, I feel like we just had a mentality of, I mean, every week was basically a playoff game for us. You know, we you know, had to go out there and win a whole bunch of the last 8. You know, we're still not there. We got to continue to have that mentality, and that mentality has served us well so far. It's going to continue to serve us well as we move forward. Thanks.